Start now. Are we live, Nate? Okay, we're live. Sorry for the. You did count us down. My bad. My VDC. Continuing our vein of finals week, we have contender semifinals. Not quite finals, but it's got finals in the name, so I'm gonna count it because finals week is my thing. It's mine. So two teams tonight here for contender semifinals: LG, Pink Azalea, and VTX. Oh God, Cyclone? I'm pretty sure it's Cyclone. I feel really bad now. I'm sorry, VTX. LG have been kind of tearing it up this season, and VTX are here to maybe put a stop to that and go on to play OS in the finals, maybe Friday. So yeah, we should have a pretty good game here coming up. It is VTX Cyclone according to my sources. My ears on the ground, so should be getting into map bans pretty soon as well, unless we're already in map bans. Yeah, Haven is banned first from the side of LG, and VTX are going to respond. Lotus, one of their permabans. And casting with me tonight is Aki. She'll be covering play-by-play so that you don't have to hear my nasally voice all the time.
Hello!
Hi, Aki.
I was like, when am I going to get introduced?
I'm
hello.
Gonza.
Yes, so Pink Azalea has banned Haven, and Cyclone immediately banned Lotus right afterward. However, it looks like Pink Azalea has picked Split for their first map, which is really interesting because I believe this is one of Cyclone's insta-bans. And this is also a map that Pink Azalea has played several times throughout the season. So it is going to be really interesting to see Cyclone's first time on this map all season in semis. I'm very excited to see what they do.
Yeah, unless they've scrimmed it or run it in ranked or something, this should be like you said, first time. And Split being kind of new back into the pool, it hasn't really changed that much, let's be honest. We should be seeing some really fun stuff, Rays maybe some.
The second pick has come in for Cyclone in the meantime, though. They have picked Pearl. Let me think. This is a fairly... Pink Azalea has a really good track record on Pearl. But Cyclone hasn't done badly on it by any means either. They've won 4 times, they've lost 3 times on Cyclone's behalf. Pink Azalea has won 5 times and only has lost once. So, which is interesting.
Yeah, this is semifinals, so it is going to be a best of 3. It means 2 more bans coming in before we leave a decider. I'm kind of expecting LG to ban Icebox here. That's their worst map in terms of win percentage, and one of not great for Cyclones either, to be honest. But Icebox isn't great, so
yeah.
The less we can cast Icebox, the better.
I will also note that Ascent and Fracture are both maps that Pink Azalea has only played once. Granted, they've won those times, both times fairly comfortably, but compared to Cyclone, I would say they have not played those maps as much compared to Cyclone, who on Ascent has played Ascent a total of 9 times and Fracture a total of 3 times, compared to Pink Azalea's 1 time and 1 time respectively. However, the second ban has come in from Pink Azalea, and it is on Fracture. So you will not be seeing Fracture tonight. So yeah. So now we're waiting on Cyclone to pick their second map actually, which is Icebox.
Nice.
Ascent has become our decider map should we go to a map 3.
Aki, do you think we'll go to map 3, or do you trust the stats sheet when it says
I don't
LG
know.
have been rolling?
I think it would be really interesting to see a map 3. I have to give it to Pink Azalea though. Their stats are really overwhelming this season. However, I will note, Contender historically, the 4th seed has always upset the 1st seed. Season 1, KC, the 4th seed, upset L7, then the 1st seed, and Season 2 repeated with, I do not remember who the 1st seed was.
ATO and Divinity,
yeah. 4th versus 1st. So I will say, will the trend continue tonight? We're gonna find out.
All good things come in 3s, and sides should be picked now. LG will start Split on attack. And Pearl will start attack for Vortex as well.
Yep.
So. Oh. Can the stream hear party chat? Oh, okay.
Okay. So yeah, looks like our first map is Split, which LG will start attack, Cyclone will start defense, and then the roll sides will swap for Pearl. So Cyclone will start attack and LG, and Azalea will start defense. And then if it gets to the third map, the decider of Ascent looks like Cyclone will pick defense, and Pink Azalea will start attack.
We should be getting into the game pretty soon here. Once people leave the range and get onto their respective sides.
Speaking of leaving the range, they just did it.
Nice. We should be balling pretty soon. You'll have to excuse my waffling because Contender is one of the tiers that I do not pay attention to.
No,
Unfortunately,
no.
I have friends in Contender, but like, okay. It just selects. Now I don't sound like an asshole.
You heard it here first. Cryo does not pay attention to Contender.
Hunter Lock and Duel is pretty fast. Their Jet on Split is an interesting choice. Raze is arguably better, but agent picks don't tend to matter.
So I see some illegal picks coming out on the side of VTX here. Gecko is not allowed, my homies.
Play Gecko, you won't? Have a little bit of fun. Play Gecko.
You know, if you want to lose a map, sure. Go for it. In the end, it's all about having a good time.
Yeah. Cypher picks and a hover for LG as well. Cypher is very good on this map. I like Cypher. He's got a funny hat. Cool. You know,
I do know,
got cool trips.
From what little I know of Contender as well, DJ has historically played Cypher a lot across all the maps, and he's done pretty solidly on them as well. I personally have no idea what his trips are, but that's because I'm one of those people who puts the Cypher trips like vertically.
Select your agent.
Because I don't know how to play Cypher, man. But yeah, it looks like Pink Azalea are waiting until the last second to lock in. Sova, Raze, Sky, Brim, Cypher, all very solid agents on Split.
Yeah, Vortex are running a double duelist here. That's honestly really cool.
I'm very
double
excited.
Duelist is fun. And Sova on Split for the side of LG, definitely an interesting pick, but
that is a decision.
We'll see how well that plays out for him.
I'm sorry, I'm kidding, Terrakid. I'm sure your Sova's great on Split.
Your Sova's cracked, yeah, but
Sova is generally not a pick that we see on Split just because it has so many corners and so many ways to hide from a Sova dart and Sova utility in general. But I'm excited to see what everyone on their specific agents brings to the table tonight. I would also like to note that VTX are all matching with that Gecko card. Pretty spiffy.
True. Also, Scoot's running a Brimstone here on Split, which I find interesting because usually Brimstone is not a common pick. W pick for sure, but not common.
I think Brimstone isn't... he's a pretty solid smokes on a good majority of the maps, I'd say, Split included. I'm excited to see what happens. I would say, personally, I think an Astra, which is the smokes player that Fire Devil is playing for VTX, is, I'd say, a little more common practice. I personally lean towards Astra a little more for smokes in general, but I am excited to see how these comps play out. I would say they're very similar, thinking about them. They both have a Raze, they both have a Sky, they both have a Cypher.
All three agents are just really good on this map. I mean, not having at least one of these three, a little bit troll.
A little bit troll.
Just a little bit troll.
You heard it here first, folks. They're being a little trolled tonight. But I think VTX's comp is a little more attacker heavy, especially with the two duelists with Scuba Dan and Hunter on Raze and Jet. And two duelists in general has been a thing that I haven't seen recently a lot, and especially since they're starting on defense. It's going to be interesting what happens.
Yeah, specifically in Lock-In, Loud pulled out the double duelist for Split, and they just played a really aggressive style, and maybe it's kind of inspired by that, because VTX have not played this map at all, and maybe it's just comfort picks.
For
they
sure.
just have to cook.
In Contender, I've learned that sometimes it's not about the comp that is meta, it's about the comp that you're most comfortable with, the agents you're most comfortable with. And for VTX, if that means playing double duelist, by all means, absolutely. And as we load into the pistol round here, it looks like our attackers really want this B. LG just stormed up garage, and only 2 members of VTX are here to stop it, with 1 on rafters and 1 behind the pillar. However, it looks like they cut noise, and they're actually blundering right clicks. Looks like an accident.
A little bit of a blunder.
But it looks like
Hunter
is jiggle peeking mid and gets domed by Terror Kid, who almost instantly walks off. Looks like Hunter will get immediately healed by Oxy though. LG are setting up once again for this B execute. Looks like they're just waiting to regroup. They're waiting for the right time. And on that dart, on that blind, looks like the execute's about to go in, but Scuba Dan manages to get blundering on the entry. But Fire Devil also managed to get Terror Kid while Julian. Oh my god, there's so many. Julian gets Scuba Dan. Fire Devil and Hunter both get picks. Now it's all up to Defense, who manages to get Hunter. And after throwing that cage, but is at half HP.
30 seconds.
Will he manage to? They managed to isolate DJ back site, but Fire Devil picks up a 3K and closes out the round. What a round, especially from Fire Devil, yeah.
Yeah, interesting idea from LG there on their attack, but Split, the name kind of gives it away. You really have to take that extra mid control to make the B execs work. And as you saw there, even if you get some picks for your side, it's just really difficult. And Fire Devil especially, like we saw there, was able to capitalize off of just the free space that she was given in the free angle. So hopefully we see a pivot here.
LG want this mid and they want it bad. Looks like they'll cage off Nest, and really only Oxy is really he'll be received, but we'll get run over by Defense after killing Terror Kid. That's one Spectre in favor of LG. Let's see if they put it into good use here. They now have very solid heaven control, and DJ will just run into all 4 members of them, but Hunter will manage to refrag onto Defense and Scoot.
Hunter?
All up to Julian, who does not manage to get the 3 kills and closes out the round. 2-0 in favor of VTX.
A little bit of flubbage from VTX there, putting Oxy in kind of an untradeable position. But it worked out in the end. Hunter was able to come out from, I'm pretty sure that was either vents or stairs, and just pick off 3 great kills with the Marshal. Now it's LG's turn to shoot back here. They've got guns into basically just a bonus here. 2 Spectres, a Marshal. Should be pretty favored in this round. Looks like they want to start with the default here too. Great dart.
For a more spread. Looks like they're establishing mid presence with Defense on his camera mid. Doesn't look like they're spotting anything, as the only person who's anywhere nearby mid is OxyKid, who blinded for some info, but we'll actually get the tech that there is someone there. How will VTX react to this? Looks like VTX has rotated over to male. Looks like they've made the call to rotate to B. They want to take this B split up, hopefully, maybe.
Already set up for a pretty good B split as well. Let's just deal with these 2 defenders. You got the gun advantage too.
Hunter tags down blundering and not have HP. However,
yeah,
both members, they managed to time the. Hunter takes down blundering the first pick of the round, going to, and Defense was alone, but Julian Posayo takes down Oxy, but Fire Devil managed to refrag onto Julian.
Yeah,
However,
meanwhile
I'd
there,
like to note that the
Parakeet
bomb
just
is heading
booking
A.
it A. Hits one trip.
But
He hits the
Parakeet
second
hits both
trip.
trips. And now, I know, but defense is coming up behind
10
them.
seconds left.
Will he have the
the
timing
bomb
on these
down.
people, Heaven? Hunter takes down Terrorkid anyway, and it looks like
One
Uh-oh.
enemy remaining.
Are they on the bomb? Oh, I couldn't. My HUD did not show the bomb defuse.
Gone here.
Oh my god, VTX win their bonus round and 2 of them now have rifles. Oh my god. What?
Someone died of fall damage at some point in that round. Don't jump out of heaven. Technically, when you jump
Don't break
from
your
large
legs,
heights, legs do no feel so good.
However, because of this, LG's economy is in shambles. And
Pull your socks up.
VTX's economy is great. I mean, they've got even Hunter on an op mid, and
Nice jump peek there. Should
peeking,
at least
yeah.
spot one.
it's unknown if he actually managed to see that it was an op or actually gun. But the other members of LG are pushing into garage, and it looks like Terrorkid is about to rotate back to the rest of the team in garage. Looks like they're jump peeking.
There.
Fire Devil and Scuba Dan, like the rest of the rounds, are the only ones here to receive at the moment.
Concealment.
The execute begins.
Got
The only one really on site to be able to receive is
Oh,
Scuba Dan,
Scuba
who
2.
gets 2 kills, but
Spike
before
down
getting
B.
domed by Julian Pasayo, and
Fall damage again.
Fire Devil breaks her arm,
Can't use that yet.
breaks her legs.
Good stun too for backside.
But DJ manages to get defense, and they're just surrounded, the 2 remaining members. And it's all up to Julian with a Marshal and a Sheriff, forced back into B main. And however, all 4 members of VTX are now in the area, and looks like
30
they're all
seconds
more or
left.
less back to full HP with Fire Devil getting healed. Oh! Oxy almost gets caught out there with a heal, but good peek. Oxy gets the kill with the better gun, and 4th round, and 4th round for VTX.
Yeah, interesting that they choose to invest the dart for mid and then just it scans nothing. And then like, okay, we go B, but there's no utility to clear out the backside area, and Scuba Dan's able to get 2. And then again, the split just isn't there, and they do get picked apart by the players playing. There's one rafters, there's one site. It's just hard angles to clear if you're all pushing from main. I really want to see LG start to like put some stuff together, try to push off of their own utility, because it's there. They've got tools.
I think this is the first time we're seeing LG do a dedicated A hit, though. Looks like
Trips.
Hunter will pot his knives and doesn't know that someone has slipped into the cubby already. Will they check it? DJ gets the first kill onto Scoot. That's her smoke's gone. However,
Oh, above you.
DJ managed to get Terrorkid, and the bomb is now down in the corner, but Defense managed to get the refrag onto DJ.
Ooh,
Blundering
shot.
to get Scuba Dan, but Fire Devil and Hunter both get kills onto Blundering and Defense. All up to Julian again, but gets killed by Oxy and Vents. VTX
Was this the
get their
plan all
fifth-
along? Like, okay, let's never play split during the season. That way, we have a pocket pick. We pull it out. We start 5-0. Them on the defense here have just been making LG scrubs. And LG, let me remind you, have dominated the regular season. They are first by a pretty big margin.
This is crazy, especially with LG's scoreline during the season. This is not how I expected the first couple of rounds to play out. VTX has just been able to respond to these 5-man hits, or more or less 5-man hits, because LG have not been able to get a good read on mid. A lot of the time it's because of Hunter with either a Marshall or his op as well in the later rounds. In the more recent rounds has become a big thing. So LG's inability to get mid and VTX's then opposite, I guess, ability to hold on to mid so well has been the big crunch, the big reason why LG is losing a lot of these rounds, because VTX is able to be so flexible with their defense setups because of that.
Yeah, LG are just probably going to go back to B and try it all over again. This op has moved this time. Hunter, most likely in response to that last A hit. but the defense for B should be a little bit sparser this time. Just that one player in Scuba Dan going for a nice off angle there, and Fire Devil who can most likely support from heaven.
As you get into the round, as Cryo said, looks like just Terror Kid trying to make some noise in Ramen, but the other 4 members of LG are in B main. VTX will hear this and appropriately smoke off Garage.
There has to be utility to clear him. Neither of the utility pieces see him.
Does not get cleared?
Okay, there he is. There it goes.
There it is, yeah. But Scuba Dan manages to get out with his life. Julian's ult only manages to get Scuba Dan back down to half HP. And looks like LG are just kind of stuck in B main right now. They're kind of figuring out what to do, but they've opted a little more for a mid push. And Hunter misses his shot and is forced to relocate and gets taken down by Terror Kid, the first pick, going to LG. Julian now has that off and immediately dies with it from Fire Devil. Scuba Dan also gets blundering, but Scoop manages to get a refrag onto Scuba Dan. There's 2 members of VTX in vents, and the only person on VTX that would receive any sort of heaven aggression, which DJ and Oxykitten hold down vents and get the 6th round. What is going on?
Need to scale up. The dog came through the cam, spotted the player up there, and then like Fire Devil is able to just hold down from heaven 9-0 right now. And that Astral Divide too was really good at cutting off their push, but at the same time was positioned in such a way that it blocked off Hunter's view of mid. And maybe that was a vulnerability they could have exploited, maybe not.
Fire Devil has not died at all. Oh my god. This is crazy though. As we get into the round though, it looks like they'll be jumping in mid a little. They see that up? Maybe backing away, but it looks like LG wants to go for another B hit. They're
on an eco this time. Just hero buy from Julian.
Looks like they want to go. Scuba Dan nades, stalls a hit for a little bit. All 5 members of LG and B main. Will they still try and come in? Really, the person with the best guns right here are Julian and blundering with a Bulldog and a Spectre respectively. But they've caught the rotates of 4 VTX members now, and besides Scoot, but they want this B. And Blundering gets a first kill into Oxy, but Scuba managed to refrag on Terror Kid and also takes down Defense, who tried to push into spawn. Hunter manages to opt down Scoot, but Julian and Blundering both get Fire Devil and Hunter.
I think we cursed Fire Devil there. We apologize.
But Blundering and Julian are both very low. Julian no longer is back at full HP because of the Sky Heal. But they've got to go back and pick
30 seconds left.
They're gone.
Blundering behind you. Blundering.
But Scuba Dan gets his 3rd frag at the Blundering. All up to Julian, who thankfully was healed back to full HP by his teammate. But this is tough. Both members of VTX are playing off each other in CT, and Julian has no time to rotate at this point. He just kind of has to plant and pray.
1 enemy remaining.
And Julian manages to take down DJ, but Scuba Dan picks up a 4K and manages to trade his teammate. 7 rounds on the board for VTX. Wow.
The purpose of a color caster is to analyze and provide insight between rounds and during silence. The only problem arises when LG are... They have been... The stats say they've been playing good all season, and then now they come to split a map that's not their best, but not their worst in it by any means, and this attack half has just been looking so slow from them. They're trying to wait it out, but what ends up happening is they're not taking any map control. Their defenders are already there by the time they try to push, and now we see that exploration in the mid. I say exploration, they're just looking at it.
They're just trying to hold the corners. Looks like Defits and Terror Kid are just trying to work up mid a little, maybe hold the mid pressure a little more. But if LG wants to take this A, they're wandering straight into VTX's stronger side. They've already got 3 people there. Which is a good read on VTX's part since, well, 3 members of LG are just kind of stuck as of A main right now. Looks like Hunter's going to opt to leave the premises though. The dart comes in, but they're walking events. They want to go A, maybe. But maybe not. But looks like LG is taking a little more of the mid control. But Julian gets taken down by Oxy in ramps. And Fire Devil also takes down Blundering in mid. But do they know that there's two? Like, two, three people.
30 seconds
Oh,
left.
Defense managed to get Hunter and Vents, I believe. The other two member, wait, no, three. DJ gets Fitz and Vents and knows there's another one because someone made noise on the rope. So DJ's just watching this now. I don't think he's gonna aggress, but they do know someone is there. Both members of
10
both
seconds
LG
left.
members are stuck in Vents, and looks like VTX just aren't gonna peek. They aren't gonna risk dying right now. They know they can't plant, so they're just holding.
Yeah, very disciplined from VTX now. All 8 rounds that they've won, it's because they are playing slow. They're letting LG run down the clock, and
It's
it's
working.
just paying dividends for them, especially that last round. Just lost to time.
I will say that it might have been a better call to try and kill them since, well,
Right here.
LG's economy is
Right
so
here.
bad and VTX's economy is great since they haven't lost any rounds yet. But looks like
Watch and
Blundering
learn.
has that Sky ult, got the Silver ult, but looks like they just want to do a dedicated A hit. They're like, okay, let's just go. Oh, we're not
And the
going.
smoke's just gonna stall them again. They've got tools for it. Or not, you know,
They don't want the smoke, quite literally. They decided they're gonna take it a little slower, but they don't have a lot of map control right now. VTX is playing it slow, playing it calmly. They're just jiggling the angles. They just
Yeah, Hunter's able to
managed to get
swing.
Julian first pick down.
Oxy is
Oxy
What?
gets 2 on Terrakid and Blundering,
okay.
but gets taken down by Scoot eventually. Looks like
One enemy remaining.
But looks like Kunder manages to get defits, but Scoot, last man standing. All alone in A main. He's got the bomb though. DJ cleans up. What a round. It just... Wow.
Remember to talk to each other out there. Communicate.
On one hand, it was a decent bait setup there by Hunter and Oxy. I mean, you never expect 2 players at that angle, and Oxy didn't make a sound until there was 2 players on his screen, but just go. You could push off Seekers, Julian's one off the showstopper if you really want it.
I'd like to note
have
that
tools
Fire
to get
Devil
in.
has only died once, and
No, you should not have said that.
I might have just cursed her. We're gonna find out. But it looks like LG are leaning towards B, but Julian's gonna just try and make all the noise possible on A,
Ooh.
but manages to pick off Oxy
First pick.
in heaven.
Looks like they're finally playing a little bit faster now. That dog's gonna start getting up and clearing space. Vents is clear.
Julian
Julian's got
manages
another
to
2.
get Hunter as well, but gets wallbanged by DJ. And Fire Devil also manages to get Blundering. Scuba Dan also manages to take out Terrakid, who
What?
wandered onto A. Oh,
Last
DJ?
player standing.
DJ takes down Defits. Unfortunately, just did not have the weaponry. Wow. Wow. Even with the 2 picks on A from Julian, LG were unable to capitalize on it.
Yeah, and Hunter's back on the operator now. It's that mid play LG were able to do and take and the space they are able to take will be a lot more difficult, but Hunter might have a good read here. Most of the players and the spike from LG is near enough to that B main site that I can safely assume that they're pushing it. And with the tailwind, Hunter should be able to get 1 free and get out. Looks like he will.
Hunter switches to B main and manages to get Defits, and Scuba Dan manages to also get Julian Pasayo in B main. And the round is like, there's like 10 seconds to the round, and VTX already has 2 picks in their arsenal, and also has so much mid control. Blundering manages to take out Oxy though, and however is 20 HP. Blinds himself, but manages to grab a gun in the meantime. But VTX have pretty solid mid control, and Hunter's just wandering up. And Scuba Dan trades out his own boombot. 11th round on the board for VTX.
Last round in the half.
I'm
What?
convinced this is a pocket pick. They have done this. They have
What?
strung us along all season, and now they're up 11-0, and the defense that they're putting up is just really good. Like,
Hunter has enough money
Like,
to buy a
he's-
rifle for himself with his op. VTX are just rolling in the dough. They're saying. He said, "We have so much money, we don't even care. We can buy 10 shorties. Why not?"
how many shorties is that? I wasn't counting.
But going back, let's see. On the last round and a half, looks like LG wants A. Except for Julian, who
Oh, that got a tag.
managed to tag DJ with his Silva ult, and looks like blundering cabbages are also going to come out.
Smoke's down.
Besides Julian, but it looks like Julian's going to walk into free B
Spike
while the rest of
down
LG
A.
just. But DJ gets scooped. Defense managed to get DJ in return though, 4v4, and Hunter's got his knives, but VTX had the bomb in A main. Oxy managed to get blundering. Well, it's fine. Terry. But
Julian's
Julian is
cooking.
walking up
He's cooking.
to Oxy
Yes.
sees if he
yes.
can knife
yes.
them.
Yes. Yes.
and manages to do so very successfully.
Last player standing.
Hunter gets Julian though. He said, "Not to my teammate." All up to Terry Kid Heaven.
It's
Walking
about
into,
sending a message. It has to be.
walking into CT. Looks like VTX are trying to set up for cross here, unless he walks through
30
elbow, then
seconds
I guess
left.
it's not much of a cross, but actually it's not really a cross. I think Hunter's watching Heaven and Fire Devil's watching the bomb, which is understandable. But it looks like they're starting to say, oh, Hunter's gonna get his back shot, unless he misses. Then he's just going to not die. But Turkid is
10
running down the
seconds
clock,
left.
and VTX are running down the clock on him. Looks like
One enemy remaining.
Hunter, Terror Kid gets Fire Devil, but Hunter trades his teammate.
Switching
Wow.
sides. Match
Split is a
point.
defense-sided map. And I think we
Wow.
saw that just on full display.
This is crazy. Oh, they're up 12-0. They did not
Yeah.
drop a single round on their first half.
And
They-
VTX have a double duelist comp. Attack is their
Here.
whole prerogative, and you can see the pings already up. Would not be surprised if they just run it down and take the fight to LG.
I am just wow. Wow. They just need one bomb plant, one round win, and map 1 is over. Let's see what they do. Both skies will flash. Looks like they just won A. They're just going. Looks like Hunter's gonna opt for Raptors. And blundering is very low, but they've pretty much got Heaven control at this point. And Sight is VTX's 5v5 retake. And
Uh-oh.
Terrorkid gets Hunter with the dart, though, with the shock dart. Numbers are in favor of LG. But Oxy immediately gets blundering.
One
And
enemy
defense.
remaining.
Scuba Dent gets 2. Terrorkid is very low. And
Don't jump, please.
Scuba Dent gets a third,
Attackers win.
hiding under rafters.
Is it too early to
VTX
call?
just 13-0'd the #1 seed on the first map of the night.
Is it the Contender story again? For
This is-
fourth place, walks up the
Wow.
first place, waves solo, and moves on.
Every single member of VTX on that map had double-digit kills. And none of the LG players did. That map was crazy. VTX
Yeah, hopefully.
Wow.
Hopefully LG could put up a bit of a better fight on map 2, which is not their pick, but they're still pretty solid on it, and we'll get right back into that after a short break. Welcome back. Map 1 was a thing. There was a 0 in the scoreline, and there was a 13 in the scoreline, but that's all I really remember. It was like a blur. But if you're LG, you just gotta bounce back. Pearl. It's just the next map. You can win it. The player caliber is there. It just needs to happen.
Even though I believe this was VTX's map, I would not count them out at all. I'm pretty sure that LG has a very solid scoreline on Pearl. Yeah, they are 5-1. They are very good on Pearl, even if this wasn't their map pick. And even like VTX, their Pearl isn't. Both these teams' Pearls, A, they've played them a lot, and B, they're both fairly good at it. So I would hope that we do not see another 13-0. I would pray. I would think. Yes.
Julian Pasaiwas picked Phoenix. My man.
Oh, but in the meantime, looks like VTX is locked in again. Astra, KO, Fade, Cypher, Raids. Yeah. That's a pretty... I see that comp a lot.
It's a good comp.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see what LG is hovering. Chamber.
Select
You're not
your
actually
agent.
picking Chamber, right, Defits?
Don't see that anymore.
Or that's not real, is it?
Looks like the other picks are fairly standard as well. I don't think even Phoenix. I don't think he's like. I'd say he's fairly normal now. I see a bunch of Phoenixes on Pearl, but Defits does lock in that chamber. This is interesting. Wow.
Fade, KO on both sides. I have to say I agree. You know, both agents are very good here. No Command is a great ultimate to push off of. Fade is just, with these tighter corners, you have to have a recon, and Fade is just better than Sova here. So it's great to see them opting into that this time.
Alrighty. As we load into the map. Parkour. Man, all these people have money. I wish I had money like these people. Look at them, all their skin that costs $50.
I'm not laughing at you because you don't have money. I'm laughing because it's funny to say.
I don't have money.
I'm
I'm a broke college student.
Yeah, B-Long is going to be great for defits on that chamber, and if you can start hitting the way we know he can, then we should be in for a better fight here, and
That works.
it's going to put that trip pretty far up. Interesting setup. Knife's going to come in.
What a
It's
knife.
broke. 150 for that knife.
Came down for the
Was it
head.
worth it?
It's two-piece heaven.
Yeah, gonna break that trip, and now there are 3 players already here. The mid control has been taken by blundering there on the KO. And as the smokes fade, you should have pretty much a decent side exec here.
Yep.
The knife should be back. You should be able to go. And there they go.
And the execute begins. 3 marked. And looks like VTX slow down. They say, there's 3 here. They're assessing their options, but Julian takes up the first pick onto Hunter. But Terrakid and Defits both get picks onto Fire Dome and Scuba Dan, while DJ managed to get Defits, and then Julian gets DJ in return, all up to Oxy.
30 seconds
All
left.
the remaining people on LG just are all here now, protecting that bomb, which has been pinged.
Great timing from Julian to pressure the flash out, and Oxy
Oh my
had
god.
a bit of trouble dealing with that. LG got around. Everything is right in the world. There is no
This is
13
more rounds than they've gotten so far. Their first round in the series. No one wins 14 rounds on LG's watch.
And they're just gonna force here, or at least buy up, which is the correct play. And a little heavy mid pressure as well. That knife could
The
not
knife gets
stand it.
nothing actually, I think.
Launching smoke.
And
Terra Kid might be in a
mid
bit of a
control.
funny spot.
Now
Oh,
DJ managed to take down Terra Kid and looks like will not. Yeah, I can't speak. Hunter's given the Spectre, but Blundering managed to get Oxy and Art. 4v4 right now, but they've got one Spectre. Will they be able to do anything with it? Let's see.
that stun's gonna come through, but it's not gonna hit. Blundering's still gonna back up, and wisely so. There are a lot of players that can just run him down here. And Scoot gets a little cut out. Great from
Julian gets
helping
Scuba
out.
Dan and Fire Devil. That's a bomb
Spike
down.
A.
All up to DJ and Hunter, who are both going through the waterfall. They're sneaky peeking and they're spun.
They don't expect this, right? Defense just has no
DJ
idea.
takes down Defense, who was not looking the right direction, and Hunter gets Scoot. 2v2.
Last player standing.
Wondering managed to get down DJ and Hunter though, in secret, and get the 3k.
Very costly though for LG. You lost 3 Spectres that you bought into that, just off of classics that VTX brought in. Then now they're gonna be able to buy up here. They should be able to have great advantage against just 2 Bulldogs and a Marshall.
Yeah. Wow. Looks like Terror is going to be the first one to take contact on this B hit, though. With VTX opting to go down this long, this main. I mean, looks like peeks
That
into
was a
3
lot
them
of
and
players at
manages
once.
to tag both DJ and Scuba Dan, I believe. But they want this B. They want it fast. And smokes come in, and
Smoke's down.
I assume the execute begins right around now. But and Ozzy gets Blundering. But Julian managed to refrag onto Scuba. Fire Devil managed to get the Phoenix ult. Oxy gets defense, and Fire Devil also gets Julian.
There's still someone back
I
halls.
don't really know. Terror Kid was back halls.
Down B.
It was scanned up earlier and
And
was just kind
gets
of
a
left alone.
third kill onto Oxy. All up to DJ,
Player standing.
who gets Scoop. And gets the 4th kill onto DJ. Wow.
Keep taking
Yeah,
this
they take the
seriously,
bonus and
even if
manage
they
to bring
are.
a gun into this 4th round here. Great stuff from LG and very patient from Terra Kid to be able to stay back there, wait for a bomb tap, and swings out, gets 2, finishes it off with a 4K.
For sure. I feel like VTX are doing the same thing that LG did the last map. Just, they're trying to 5-man, and it's not
Never
really
give
working.
in.
Because again, they don't have mid.
Yeah, now that you bring it up, it kind of does feel that way. They 5-man and then they slow walk up like they're about
Yeah.
to do here. And
DJ
just
gets
take down
Terror Kid
fights.
though. The Stinger's just better. The Stinger's just better.
I thought they nerfed it. What's up with that?
You can never nerf the Stinger. Oh, but Blundering gets Hunter anyway. This is very low. Oh. Takes a little damage from the team, a little low. Looks like they're about to run into defenses off if they aren't careful, which Scuba Dan unfortunately does, and
Almost caught out here.
But-
Defense is under a lot of trouble.
looks like defense are just getting run down by several Stingers.
They're blind with fear.
Scoot will blind DJ. Looks like, but Julian has found a crack in the defense in this post plant, and however, it doesn't really matter in this case. Fire Devil gets Blundering, and DJ also gets Scoot. But Julian is on the bomb with a Vandal.
Flash.
Blind himself and Fire Devil.
Enemy remaining.
Manages to get Fire Devil though.
What
All
is
up
it
to
in the 1v1?
Oxygen in A main.
Turns to flash.
And manages to get Oxy as well. The clutch comes in, the fuse comes in for Julian. LG get their 4th round.
Clutch.
Oh, you thought you put up a fight?
It looked like he was in a spot to hold it off, but getting tagged by the dog there really messed with his day. And now we see VTX back on a buy round though. They've got guns. They're close to some ults here. One off the Nightfall. The what's it called? Hat ultimate, dude. Hat ultimate. What am I saying? Neural theft.
At ultimate.
And one off null command too. If they can get an orb or some kills, they should be able to mount a pretty good attack here.
Looks like VTX want mid though with these guns. The knife sees nothing in A main, and VTX be working up this connector, which I think is the first time they've actually done this game. Taking their time, they're setting up.
Are they waiting on utility here? They probably are. The smoke is gonna come
Yes.
through. Terrakin under a bit of trouble.
In the scene.
My bad moment.
And gets run down by Scuba Dan and company. And they say, screw it, let's go into Waterfall. But Scoot, I think, heard that Waterfall and dogged. Hunter's got a good angle in the Waterfall people though. I did not know that was wall makeable actually. Huh. They barely miss Hunter. Blundering is alone. Defense gets DJ with the Oxy managed to reprog onto Defense though, and Blundering managed to get Oxy.
And Fire Devil is
Firedevil gets
seized.
seized and killed by Blundering. Scoot managed to clean up on Scuba Dan, all up to Hunter, who is Art.
30 seconds left.
Managed to pick off Blundering, and Julian barely misses the timing on him.
This 1v2 is absolutely winnable though. Both players for LG are a little bit isolated. Hunter, if he's smart about it, he can take 1v1s. Time is running low, just 15 seconds on the clock now. He needs
Hunter doesn't have a lot of time
get
to
that
work
bomb.
with, and gets taken on by Scoot, just hiding on that default plant spot.
great time for a timeout, I would say. Down 5-0, you should be able to buy into this, or at least force a little bit into it. And you've got some ults to work with as well. I mean, I just want to see them up the tempo because we saw the defense for LG was a little bit shaky if you start to put pressure on them, but okay. Hello, Phoenix.
It's really interesting that both VTX and LG are kind of running into a wall with the exact same problem on their attack halves. It's that they just cannot seem to find, because they're taking too much time to set up their utility, and they're spending too much time being like, oh, I wanna peek with util, and they're giving the defenders a lot of time to be able to set up and a lot of time to be able to respond and think about it a little more than I think the attackers are. It's happened on Split as well. I'd like to see them change up the tempo a little, change up maybe a little more defaulting. VTX are opting for my by far favorite strategy in Valorant. Stingers. I love the Stinger. Stinger's my favorite gun. Let's see what they do with it. Please run at them.
The Stinger can work too, they just need the tempo, and it feels like both teams, when they're on their attack half, they're very hesitant to hold W, but with the Stingers you have to close the distance. Luckily for you, the op's not here.
Looks
So
like
they can
Prowler
go.
tag someone and
They
wondering
should go.
ults in response.
They should go. Right?
I think they want A though, I think. And do they have timing?
Great.
Hunter manages to take down Terror Kid. That's a gun. However, will they expect Julian to be here? Unfortunately, the answer is no. But it looks like Hunter takes down a second with the Stinger. The Stinger just better, what am I saying? But Oxy managed to get the bomb down.
Yeah, they're gonna use that Phoenix ult to retake now. Gonna peek off the flash and blundering. There's the first
Julian
one.
gets Oxy and
Tapping the bomb, forces the suck.
the bomb doesn't work. The Astra pulls them off, and
One enemy remaining.
Julian
Last
gets
player
Fire Devil
standing.
and DJ all up to Hunter,
Don't run through
who's
the wall.
not on the bomb.
Oh
Oh,
no. What? That's a
just
flick of all time.
flicks
Okay.
onto Julian. Holy!
That was
Wow.
good and needed.
Yeah,
Wow.
And they And they managed to convert on an eco buy there. This is really good for their economy. You can see they've got a bunch of money, especially Hunter manages to survive and come through the 4K.
Absolutely. Hunter went huge that round to be able to secure a round that VTX desperately needed.
Leave the dream seer to me.
And manages to convert it into a buy round for VTX. And a really scrappy buy for Pink Azalea, even though they've won the first 5 rounds. It's like they're poking at mid a little. Say, hey, we got that connector. Let's get a connector again, maybe.
Yeah, Terror Kid might be in a bit of trouble if they all swing him. He's just got a Bulldog. Oh,
Manages
he's
to
facing a
stay
bit off, but
Scuba
he's gonna
Dan.
push him out. Oh, what?
Manages to toast Scuba Dan with his molly, and
Great flash timing.
Julie gets 2 with his blind before Fire Devil manages to trade out her
I know
teammates.
exactly where you
Where are you?
All up to Fire Devil and DJ. Looks like they don't know it, but they've got a free B for the time being.
Spike planted.
Looks like DJ will opt to go back to main, and it'll be Fire Devil alone on site here.
Flash comes through, no one to swing off of it though. And
Fire
a
Devil managed to
Vermont.
get a second and a third onto Blundering a Terror Kid. It's 2v2.
2v2 now.
Enemy
Oh,
remaining.
managed to get to Scoot. She gets defense. That's an ace in her.
Defense is in a 1v2 now. Ah,
And
beautiful.
the ace
Dreams are
for Fire Devil. Girl boss. She's a girl boss. Why can't it's power of the woman.
That was practically a 1v5. Just solo holding against the B retakers there from Halls. Is able to get 2 great kills.
Tag
Off
yourself.
of,
I'm DJ in that situation. Just chilling.
yeah.
Just chilling, B-man. If it works, it works though. VTX get their second round, and
Another fractured buy 2 from LG. They're just gonna keep 2 rifles into it. And the rest of them buying kind of light. They've got another Phoenix ult if they want to go for another retake, but defense is kind of pushed up their B, and it looks like VTX want to go for an A split here. These art players need to push up a little bit faster than they do last time and be able to pinch sight, but there isn't that much to pinch.
yeah.
Blundering could go big here.
DJ managed to get the first pick onto Blundering though. And Scoot gets tagged and tagged twice. Something like that.
Ooh,
Julian
bit of chip
Messiah
damage.
gets tagged onto half HP, but it doesn't really matter as his Phoenix ult comes in. Hunter managed to get Terror Kid all the way in connector though. And Fire Devil just smacks Julian's ult. Sends him all the way back to spawn.
3v5 retake is going to be really difficult, especially if DJ just holds that really cheeky position. Ball gets cleared and defense going to go for the spray, but
All with the Scoot. With who gets Oxy with a sheriff, but is get traded by Scuba
Their
Dan.
teeth will chatter
Gets
in the cold
gets created
wind.
by Scuba Dan. English is hard.
that momentum should be firmly in control of VTX now, but well, was in control. This full buy from LG should be a little bit annoying at the very least. Defense with the operator, and he's not challenging B long with it, which I find interesting. He's gonna go for a different angle. If Vortex aren't
But
careful, they might walk right into this.
He said everyone challenges B-Wave with an op. Let me challenge mid real quick. And
Yeah.
get stuck on Scuba Dan and connect, and what a...
Uh-oh.
Julian blinds himself and defense though. Forces them both off the angle.
Great flash from Vortex.
But Hunter managed to get an off angle to Blundering and Art.
Ready.
Looks like they're leaving. They're going A off that pick. And the only person here to receive is Scoot, who actually opts to leave and
Take them!
run that fatal through instead.
Big ults.
Face your fear! You want to fight?
And Fire Devil's ult comes out in response.
Big investment from Vortex here. Both
For sure.
Nightfall and the Astral, the Cosmic Divine.
They're set up for post plant fairly solidly now, and all three. And defense managed to get Hunter in mid, but GJ managed to refrag onto defense. But I'd like to note that defense is DJ's very low, and Scoot managed manages to trade Oxy hits.
Enemy remaining.
Terrorkit just goes into A main for Oxy. All into Oxy, who's getting burned. Julian gets a final kill. And LG officially get their 6th round.
Yeah, the reposition of the op was really good there from defense. I questioned it, and I apologize. I was not familiar with your game. The game clearly worked, and that first pick was really good at letting them have an advantage in that retake. The retakes, the ideas were there every single time they attempted it, but it always felt like they were down players, and this time they may have been down players, but they just played it better. Maybe
For
Vortex
sure.
hit kicking themselves after investing 2 ultimates into that and still narrowly losing the round.
Oh, defense tag Scuba down. TX prodding mid a little bit. But it looks like DJ and Hunter have both made it down the main.
Oh,
Hunter managed to capitalize on that. Fire Devil. Not so
DJ
lucky.
is still going.
DJ managed to get Terra Kid on B. Julian Pasayo there to trade. Like Oxy and Scuba Dan have opted to start making their way to B.
Yeah, 2v3 for them though, and Scuba Dan is low.
However, B is clear. Of course, they don't know that yet, but
Knife should give it away though.
yeah.
They're coming B, guys.
They're going B!
Great
So
utility
the
to
plant
stall
from
them out.
Oxy comes down.
Last player standing.
Oh, the bomb goes down though.
The Defits gets both Oxy and Scuba Dan to get a 3k and get the 7th round for LG.
I like the idea of pressuring the extremities from Hunter and DJ, but it feels like DJ especially pushed up maybe a little too far and put himself in a bad position to die. And again, his team was down in a man disadvantage situation and we're close to closing it out. They got the bomb down and we're in a decent spot, but it just is so difficult to hold off against retakes when you're down people.
For sure, it's VTX is trying this default-ish, this mid. They want to go slow, but looks like they're too scared to peek angles without util. Looks like sometimes you just gotta rip it, gotta go at him. Thanks, Hunter with the stinger. Just go get him. Looks like
Good
Scoot
knife,
will get
though.
tagged back sight though, and forces him to back up. I think VTX. They'd just be waiting outside the smoke. They don't want the smoke, quite literally.
It's kind of the same thing LG were doing though on split, and what happens when you wait outside the smoke is the defenders get a chance to get closer to the site and it makes it harder for them to take it, but
For sure.
this time a little bit different.
But it looks like Hunter
LG
might actually get timing on blundering
Well,
and managed
timing.
that stinger coming in handy.
it's a dig too.
Defits takes down Hunter, but DJ managed to trade onto Defits.
Spike planted.
Plant comes in. So, however, it's like someone be lurking up mid. Scuba Net gets Terror Kid, but Julian and Scoot both get frags of their own.
Gonna tap the bomb, but
The bomb.
both players from VTX are in a decent place for a Scoot.
All
Great
up
kill on
to
the
Fire
Scuba.
Devil,
Just
who
getting
gets spammed through the
this
smoke by Julian.
Push a button. Save the day. Easy.
Round for LG.
Last round before
I'd like
the
to
switch.
note that Julian is currently 19-4.
Yeah, this is exactly that kind of stuff I wanted to see last map from him, but it's good that he's coming up now. He just needed a bit of warm up. All good.
He had to defrost a little.
Yeah. It's not first in Contender for nothing.
It was too cold on the first map, but he warmed up. I say Defense is gonna do this operator through the double doors thing again. Might actually get Hunter though if he chooses to peek. However, the bomb is outside B, but VTX is very spread.
This
Defits
dry swing into the op.
Hunter tags defits, but Julian doesn't.
Whoa, what a flick.
Julian tags DJ,
exactly where you are.
but DJ's got a vandal. DJ just killed. The dink comes in for both, but only one of them. Headshots from that distance. 1 kills.
Neural theft is going to give them good info though. This A site is not as hard, is not as like densely populated, I guess. But Oxykitten pushes up a little too far, and the spacing isn't there for trades. It's going to put his team again in a man disadvantage.
Yeah, but VTX say they want. It looks like Fire Devil will come down with a bomb. Surely enough,
Spike planted.
School managed to get
One
Scuba
enemy
Dan
remaining.
and Fire Devil. All up to DJ who's low, and Terra Kid cleans it up for the round. We end that half 9-3 in favor of LG.
I don't know if it counts as magic or not. If you come back from a 9-3, or if the magic already was the 13-0. Or is magic a finite resource, or does magic like replenish itself over time? I'm not a magician, so.
I feel like we're talking about this in like multi-millionaire terms. Like, it's limited resources. I don't know. It feels posh. Anyway, I want to note that 9-3 is a better scoreline than 12-0, which is what the scoreline was in favor of VTX after the first half on split. So, is this a good thing, especially with 9-3? I don't know, but we're about to find out, I suppose.
They just need to channel some of that defensive, I guess,
LGB
power, I guess.
Just going up mid.
Yeah. Good 5-man hit.
Gets Terra Kid
trade.
and Julian both get Scuba Dan and Fire Devil in mid.
Whoa. Great from
Hunter gets
Hunter there to get to.
Down B.
Do they know there's one person right there?
Standing.
No, they do not. Julian and Terra Kid both get DJ and Hunter, and all down to Oxy with a frenzy. Oxy managed to get Terra Kid, who pushed up a little too far into spawn. However, both members of LG here are playing a part, so if Oxy manages to find them isolated,
The noise should be heard by defense.
One suppressed.
Oxy said, "Put your gun away."
This is a no-gun zone.
Oh, Oxykitten did see Julian's arm, but I don't think they realized it, and Julian takes advantage of it, takes the third pick, takes a pistol round for LG.
Yeah, when you're down 9-3, losing that pistol is not what you want to see. It puts the rest of your half in dire straits, I guess. Because either you force here and it's still not guaranteed you win, or you save and definitely not guarantees yourself a win, but that puts you at 11-3, which is not a good spot to be in.
I'd be quivering in my boots if I was VTX. That's all. Speaking of them, they've got Scuba Dan's go to Shorty.
They might have a good idea here. Our players coming B, that is a crosshair of all time.
LG is opting for these longer gunfights with the better guns, which is a good idea. Scuba Dan gets suppressed, but I don't know, he's not peeking that anytime soon with a shorty, so I don't know how much that actually matters.
Good stun from Hunter, gonna isolate
Hunter
that.
managed to get wondering though.
Spike down,
Julian
B.
Basayo there to trade onto Hunter.
Okay.
Scuba Dan gets Julian with a shorty. But Terra Kid managed to refrag onto Fire Devil. Oh. Whoa. Defense gets Oxy, and then Terra Kid cleans out the round.
No more doubts.
Okay.
We're ready.
11-3, just as you said, Cryo.
They've got a chance at rifles now, so it should be a little bit more even, especially into the bonus that LG are bringing in here. Still 3 rifles for them, 2 Vandals, a Bulldog. Some Spectres are rounded out, but Julian Pasayo has that run it back, and if they scale off of it effectively, sight should be so much easier to take.
For sure. Looks like LG want this A though. Maybe an A split? Possibly. But Little do they know, they're running right into DJ setups, but it looks like Julian might just opt to run it back into A.
Is he waiting for utility or is he waiting for smoke? There it is. Okay.
There it is. Waiting
Dog's
for
gonna
the eye.
come through. Hits probably the weirdest trip I've ever seen in my life.
What is going on? I think Fire Devil managed. Fire Devil. No, wait. What? Whoa.
Wait, can you
LG is
miss
very
it?
dead. Fair. Yes. So it's a 2v2 with Julian and Terrigan alive. Then Ox seems to do it in. Do they know?
Last player standing.
Terrigan is on site though. All up to Oxy at 4 HP.
Spike planted.
Nate does good damage though.
Yeah. That wall, if Oxy isn't careful, will kill them.
Shutting them down. One suppressed.
Yeah, no utility to get out of this smoke either. It's gonna be
Julian
nearly
manages the
impossible.
timing. Oxy gets into art, cleans up the round, that puts LG at match point.
Match
It looked
point.
like Vortex had that defense down pat though. They were able to get all of the picks, shut down that run it back, and play off the trips really well, but Terrican just slips through the cracks and somehow, some way, he's a ninja. You can't see him until he kills half your team.
Terrican has been getting a lot of really good timings onto VTX, and he's just been able to like just kind of walk in, and DJs don't expect him to be in their face like that, which is crazy. Looks like
Smoke's down.
LG want this B. They be going. They're saying, hey, VTX is kind of scuffed. Let's go B.
DJ's set up here though.
But Fitz is
Oh, defits.
just runs in.
Yeah, straight back into it for map 3 or for Ascent. As a quick refresher, in case you blinked and you missed both maps 1 and 2, map 1, 13-0. I'll give that a moment to sink in. Okay, it sunk in. 13-0 for Vortex and 13-3 on Pearl for LG, which means we are on our decider map.
Map 3. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Julian just be going through all colors of the rainbow right now.
He's just gonna roulette.
Well, it looks like VTX pretty much are all locked in except for Scuba Dan, who looks like he's going Jet. Other than that, though, I'd say that's a fairly standard comp. Two Sova, KO, Omen, Cypher, and then some Duelist.
Killjoy is really good on this map, and if it weren't for DJ playing Cypher as well as he is, I would have advocated for Killjoy. But Defitz is gonna
Choose your
make me happy
agent.
there. He's going Killjoy.
Defitz went crazy on that Chamber last map. That was crazy. Defitz, you crazy. LG, name a better, more iconic duo than LG and... Never mind. I was gonna say, name a more iconic duo than LG and not locking them themselves and letting the lane game locking their agents for them. And then Defitz locked and my mojo was gone. How could you? Anyway.
This is map 3 for playoff lives here for both teams. Winner here plays OS, Celestial Calzones in finals. And the loser does not.
I'd like to note that VTX are starting attack. Which... Wait, no.
Yeah.
Yes, no, I'm correct. VTX started attack. Did they swap sides? I don't think so.
I don't think they did.
Yeah, I'd like to note that because of just how both of these teams play attack, I think LG already has a leg up. And plus it's Ascent defense as well. Which is kind of daunting, in my opinion, for VTX. Because we established that both teams' attacks are could use some work. But anyway, looks like VTX wants some A action. They be getting mid. They be getting A main.
This could be a big split here
Managed to
for
get
A,
Fire
but
Devil
Defitz
and
won.
Hunter. The A split just becomes A. And the VTX and I are just like, well, they just be sitting now.
Yeah, I guess they were really hoping for those catwalk players to find value and take some pressure off of main, but pushing into as a 3v5 already on attack isn't great, and pushing into this LG setup is just difficult.
Yeah, for sure. But it looks like Terror Kid and Oxy Kitten are both fairly have HP, but
This could be a big flank from Scuba, but that turret will spot him if he goes for it.
DTX said they didn't want the smoke on A. So let's say, so they were like, let's
30
get the smoke
seconds
on B instead. Quite literally, as I say that.
Oh, big
Scuba
pin.
Dan also dumps Defitz. Smoke comes down B main and Scoot just barely sees DJ and
Just got through for free as well.
yeah.
Cage triggered.
Both VTX people on site with barely enough time to spare.
And now Scuba Dan's big flank. His big moment. He's got to go, well,
Scuba Dan's big
here.
moment. Absolutely.
Oh, the shoulder
Julian
peaks.
gets Oxy on site though.
Player standing.
Scuba Dan's flank is too late and poorly timed as Terror Kid takes him down from in market. LG get the pistol round.
We good.
4 alive.
Yeah, like you pointed out earlier, it really feels like whichever team is on defense first just has that big leg up. And we saw it there. Just the A split idea almost worked, but Defitz had a great 2K there on Catwalk and shuts that down.
Defitz said, no. There's no A split here. It's just A.
I'd say he put them back together, but that didn't really happen because they died. I don't know where I was going with that. I was thinking like split, but like the opposite of split is like together. I don't know.
We're on
Who let me
ascent,
cook?
ascent.
Oh wait.
Anyway.
Vortex went
like
for full
VTX.
stingers here, and they're just split
I love
pushing.
it. I love the stinger. Yes. They're not playing the stingers right though. Push them.
It's certainly
Go.
a decision,
Go.
and that is certainly a dart.
It's coming out mid though. VTX are in B main, but
If it's
2 of them are outside of A. They're not really making noise, but doesn't matter because Plundering takes down DJ.
Bomb grenade out.
that Molly's gonna be pretty big on them.
Do
That
they
vulnerable
know
as
that?
well.
There's one more there though.
Defense ignores the people right there and
Devil,
goes for
but-
Fire Devil. That's
Hunter with the stinger gets Plundering on A. They're causing confusion and chaos.
defense.
Player
Okay.
standing.
Defense gets
He looked the wrong way
down.
against full running.
All
I
up to
found
Hunter,
sussy.
who is walking up on Market
30 seconds left.
Oh, almost had a
and
fight
gets
there.
cleaned up by Scoot. Scoot says, no, 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 no. I have the better Bulldog skin. It isn't
He's right.
upgraded though.
The glitch
Anyway,
pod?
I digress. Yes.
Oh,
Gun
didn't
go burr.
notice.
However, because VTX forced on that round, they are forced to save this round. All of them except Scuba Dan are opting for sidearms.
Flash gets a lot of good info. Julian Pasio maybe wanted to push off of that. He's just gonna jump spot it, sees one. Smoke comes down. And there's this A split again here, but this time there's nobody in tree to contest the catwalk players. It's
Yeah.
really just Julian Pasio who could have an angle, but by the time they swing him, he might have had too much
Shut
control.
down the split in the A split earlier. It's not there this time around, and let's see if that is a different factor this time around.
Terror Kid could be here though. That could be big. There he goes.
Terror Kid gets both Scuba Dan and Fire Devil. Like Defits, shuts down the split in the A split.
The spam is pretty good. It gets a little bit, but healing exists in this game.
Indeed it does.
Vortex are pretty
Jump
stuck
spot
here, yeah.
for Hunter and kills him with the stinger.
Oh,
Oxy right clicks Julian with that blind.
not sure what I saw there, but this plant is
Blended.
DJ manages to
isolated.
get Plundering with
Last player
That-
standing.
oh.
Oxy. Oxy gets a kill. Oxy got his.
His one.
Oxy got his one. Maybe it was on the teammate, but it was on him. He didn't get it. What? Yes. Yeah. LG
Yeah,
got
that
their.
was
I think
a
that's
bonus round.
Yeah.
And they're gonna bring 3 bulldogs into it, so maybe another bonus. Oh no, it's not a bonus round because because Vortex tried to go for the stinger buy. Okay, that makes more sense. This is the rifle
Realized
round
I
now.
had not logged onto drag. I am now logged onto drag. We're good. Smile.
They hide a drag, guys.
Don't worry about it.
They hide a drag. Our observer for the night.
There's
She's
a-
doing great.
There's a Skyblind
Obama
aiming.
Gaming 9111 something. I don't know her Twitch username. Ping her though. Please ping drag. She enjoys being pinged in Discord and in Twitch.
Exclamation point lag. But it looks like VTX want this A. Silver Dart comes out, the jet dash. Scuba Dan's in. They don't know it, but A is free. No one on LG is here to receive as such.
Finally, the tempo I wanted to see from Vortex here. This timing from utility is a bit off, but hey, they got the spirit and they're in.
For sure.
Great flash.
He just managed to get
great
the
kill.
first pick onto Oxy. But Fire Devil managed to get Blundering. Terrakin managed to get Hunter, and DJ managed to get Julian though.
What?
However, this spot for DJ.
One enemy remaining.
Oh,
And
DJ
managed
with
to
a
get
great work.
Terrakin. And then Fire Devil gets Scoot. Closing in the round. First, VTX get their first round.
Yeah, that's really good for them. They finally are able to cut off that steamroll that may have happened a little earlier early, and they're able to pick up the round. They only lose 2, but they've got plenty of money to keep buying into it. And the execute was fast, and it was deliberate, and there was utility, and there was entry. It was like a puzzle that you finally put together, and it was great.
I think VTX is finally catching on. Just sometimes you just gotta W key it, which Scuba Den is not doing at this current moment. But you know, it's a spirit. It's a good spirit.
Yeah.
It's like Turkit's holding out that mid though, and
Oh, he spotted.
manages to dink Hunter.
The
drone gets
just-
killed.
I feel so bad.
But Julian might actually have a really good timing on this people mid.
There's one.
My ultimate's ready.
Backs out.
Good
Fire
trade.
Devil manages to trade on Julian on Cat though.
Cover going out.
And now the defenders just have no idea what to do. Is it A? Is it B? It looks like it's going to end up being A with a nice lurk there
Yeah.
from Hunter in mid. And Blundering Scoot
Blundering
both
and
going to pick
Scoot
up
both
one.
get DJ and Hunter. They're doubled up in tree. But otherwise,
Last player
Oh,
standing.
so
Fire
close.
Devil manages to get Blundering as well, but Terror Kid is there to trade his teammate onto Fire Devil.
Flag planted. My
All up
ult's
to
ready.
Oxy Kitten.
Under a lot of trouble here. He's just going to get crossed so quickly.
Terror Kid gets Oxy Kitten. And also gets LG their 4th round.
Yeah, they go back to the slower play, which well, as you can see, didn't quite work out as well for them.
W key.
And it's going to force them
favorite
back onto
strat.
lower buys. Are they buying still? Looks like they... Ooh,
They've got some stingers.
they're buying for next, it looks like.
My favorite gun in the game. However, I feel like VTX, they've got the guns they've got these stingers a lot, but they aren't W keying like I want them to.
Yeah, they're 5-manning though. This should be
They're
good.
5-manning. W key.
Everybody lean forward in your seats.
Go. They're walking again.
They have utility. They have Silva darts, KO knives, smokes that can come through.
They want this
Julian
util
is
to come out
Just
first.
listening to everything here. There it is.
There it is. Dingwar.
Wow. Great
God.
spray down
Julian
from
gets
Julian.
3.
Last player standing.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a hold from Julian. Just absolutely demolishing that Stinger Rush in B main.
The Phantom does 156 damage at that range. I'm now learning.
When
And
I
it was
say
plenty enough.
run at them with a Stinger, I should have probably said you shouldn't die in the process of running at them with a Stinger.
That might be a good asterisk to add there. Run in with Stinger, but don't die.
Yeah. But it looks like the bomb is towards A, but DJ and Oxykitten are gonna try and make some noise on B. DJ, especially Oxykitten, looks like he's just holding some tiles control.
That could have faked out LG a little bit though. You only see 2 players there towards A,
Yeah.
and if Vortex are decisive about it, they can push forward.
Launching smoke.
There's nobody watching main but Oxy.
Blundering gets Oxy, but is down to 11 HP.
Ooh. That was through a wall.
Someone gets laser. But Hunter managed to get Terror Kid on A, but they back out. They're allowing LG to regroup a little bit here.
Yeah,
managed to
DJ
get
again.
If VTX want to get any progress with the picks they got in this round, they have to go in soon, I'd say. And
Shadows.
But they're
As we
pushing
smoke
into a
them out.
stack of 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, enter their jet.
30 seconds left.
And Scuba Dan needs to be getting in there with them, and it's a good blind. Fire Devil's gonna try to take space on her own. And get the bomb down as well. Door's gonna
The
close.
defense gets Scuba Dan, top cat.
Uh-oh.
Fire Devil gets
Last player
very low.
standing.
Gets the Phoenix out of the way, but Scoot just right behind Julian. There to trade him. Trade. Words. LG get their 6th round.
I saw a dart just shoot off the ground, and I don't know what I looked at.
So yeah. Timeout coming in for VTX.
At risk of sounding like a broken record, just to go, their one round that they won on their offense was just holding W, taking the space aggressively, because we see LG, like, especially after a little bit of B pressure, they heard cam, and the dart pinged one, and they immediately just, 3 of them fall back towards CT. And if Vortex can just muster together the confidence for a push, because the players are good. It's not an unbalanced game by any means, but they're just not playing very confidently, and it's hurting them.
Just run at them. Like, as much as I am partially memeing about the run at them strat, sometimes you just gotta just do it, you know? It's especially with the rounds at VTX at Stingers. If you just go at it, especially with close range guns on ecos, which is unfortunately the type of round that VTX has been forced on, you gotta take advantage of that. Doesn't look like they'll be in a eco this time around, as they all have rifles of some sort. Like to hit some A here.
They got 3 ults to get in here, but to be quite fair, none of those 3 are very good at entering on the site. But if I can get the bomb down, they can use this Hunter's Fury. And get the dart up. It's gonna scan 1. And the Seekers are just gonna give so much information of the A main players.
Blundering seems to have rotated off A, and looks like it's just Terrakid who's going to be taking contact up on Heaven. Smoke's coming down though, and that is a lot of LG players on A, and
Ooh,
and Hunter gets spammed. He's almost dead at this point.
Yeah, and they get stalled out by a smoke again, and Julian is here.
Here, he's listening to
Oh, he
this.
could go massive here.
But
there are
looks
2
like
players.
VTX are more or less kind of expecting this, to be honest.
Oh, he goes
But
for the
manages
swing.
to
Spike down mid.
Great flash.
get Oxy and Scuba Dan, as well as the bomb.
1 enemy remaining.
1 for an
Really
ace
onto
here.
an ace for Hunter and Fire Devil. Blundering steals it though. Onto DJ.
And there's that slow play punished again. LG, very good, like, proactive space taking. They're able to go through all of mid. You saw that Julian Paseo took all that space. Defense as well pushed out all of B and just boxed in the entirety of VTX, and they just got mowed down. Stalled out by 1 smoke and a molly and some Seekers, and then flanked.
This is gonna be
Julian
fun.
also isolated a lot of those gunfights really well. Props to him.
Flash gets good info, and if the smoke isn't down fast enough, yeah, here we go. There's the
They're
space.
going. DJ managed to get Julian, but Blundering managed to get Scuba Dan. Gets Oxy, because Oxy ran out of bullets. No!
Last player standing.
All up to
He's gonna
DJ.
go for the bomb stick. Almost.
Gets 2, but Blundering gets his 3rd. Close out a very fast round for VTX.
Julian Paseo is 12-5 right now, and I'm not surprised. He's cooking.
He's raid bossing. Just a little. But not to count out the rest of his team, though. They're all doing very well. Defense Terrakid and Blundering all at 8 kills.
Coward, run.
But VTX, they seem a little lost.
Cover going out.
Looks like they're opting for a little bit of mid pressure, but the bomb is outside of B. Hunter
Ooh,
manages to
great
get
pick from
Terra Kid though.
Hunter.
Come on, let's go.
Julie
definitely
decides just
hears
gonna
all of this
disrespect that and
activity.
go.
And
Gets 2.
Julie gets Hunter and Fire Devil, and Scoot manages to catch up on Scuba Den. But Oxy managed to refrag onto Blundering.
Oh.
Top Cat also gets Julian. In this,
Makes
in,
it a 2v2.
that's a very similar spot.
where you are.
Last player standing.
Ooh, but Defense managed to
Spike
wrap around
down
onto
mid.
Oxy.
And that's the bomb.
Indeed.
DJ has the
However-
information though.
DJ does have a good flank onto Scoot, but not a good flank
He's
no
aware.
longer. Scoot predicts it, gets DJ. 9th round for LG.
One of my cameras is broken.
I like the mid idea. It's something new, and it's
Okay.
always good to play out something new if the old isn't working. But
Yeah.
again, it's a little slower. And Julian Fasayo is starting to heat up. You can see he's just disrespecting smokes. He's got Phoenix ult. He's just gonna go. And at
I
that
think
point, it's
Julian really knows how to play around VTX's smokes at this point, and he's crunching
I'll
them
find
really
them.
well. He's reacting to the information he's given really well.
Scanning ahead. Found them.
yeah, they're gonna go for mid again. I like
DJ,
this.
But they've got another.
Fast
they've
mid.
got an idea
No
for mid.
charges left.
Oh, Terror Kid.
Headshot.
Gonna get run down.
Terror Kid managed to get Fire Devil, but Scuba Dance trades onto Terror Kid. Maybe going into spawn or whatever.
Spike down. Defender spawn.
Hunter managed to get Scoot, but Blundering managed to get Scuba Dan. TJ managed to get Julian with the Stinger though.
Yeah, great stuff to tie it up into a 2v2. And this is an eco for them. They did just buy like light into this.
Absolutely.
Both players from LG are gonna be here to fight off this B hit now.
Turret down.
Drone's gonna come in. Okay, there's one.
Player standing.
Defense
Player
managed to
standing.
get
Makes it
DJ,
a
but
1v1
Hunter managed
now.
to retrade onto Defense. A 1v1.
Good dodge on the flash. 40 seconds.
Got 40 seconds to work with.
Yeah, going A is a smart play here.
Looks like Hunter opts to go A.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, he can just play. He can just get the bomb down and play at a funny angle.
Got both shots.
Try to
He's got his ult.
mess with blundering a little bit here. He does have that ult. Yeah, and 2 shock darts. He's gonna play hell.
Got his recon soon as well.
Yeah. It's not unwinnable, but if that dog isn't diligent. Oh.
The dog doesn't
Uh-oh.
clear Hunter.
I smell a disaster coming. That bomb is planted so open for Hunter too. Oh, there it
That
is.
whiff was a little scary, but Hunter managed to clean it up.
Last round in the half.
Isolates 2 good duels in a 1v2 and just bit of a mistake from LG, but it's not the end of the world. They are up 9-2 here.
Their
I could've-
econ doing great.
And they've got great retake ults too.
For sure. 3 ult on the side of LG, but VTX got 4. So let's see how they use them in the last round and a half.
Get out of my way.
Revealing area. There.
No charges left.
Oh, here comes that Hunter's Fury trying to put some pressure on and the Brim ult to deny them
Ults
the
have
B
already
main
been
space.
used on the side of LG. LG no longer has any ults. They've used them so early into the round.
Revealing
With
Julian
that
Fasayo's
dart
not
could have
spotted.
been huge, but Hunter chose to bounce it. Julian has not been cleared at this angle.
Yeah, and if he takes a good swing here, there's the one. The flash is good.
Gets 2, gets
Oh.
a third,
Use that.
Spike down.
gets
mid.
Oxy right after that ult runs out, and the bomb.
Careful now.
Julian's just gonna heal back up to full HP. He's got that bomb.
And caged across. Right there, Julian finally cut
Hunter
down.
eventually managed to get Julian,
One
but
enemy remaining.
Blundering trades
Spike
onto
down
DJ.
mid.
All up to Hunter.
Not
Got an
ready
ace
yet.
to get this round, unfortunately.
Scanning ahead.
Yeah, he's tagged up.
Contrary to popular belief, in that specific spot, that is not well-bangable. Defense manages to op Hunter to death. 10-2 for LG.
Switching sides.
They need the pistol. VTX, if they can take this pistol here and keep bringing it forward, they've got a chance, but 10-2 is just a painful scoreline.
This was... I'd like to note that it was 9-3 at the half for LG last map, and LG did end up winning that map on 10-2, as Cryo said. Not a good scoreline. VTX have their work cut out for them on their defense half.
Don't overthink it. That's my job.
Dart's gonna come in, and that's a good flash. LG,
Cherokee managed
there's
to get
that
Hunter,
first.
but Scuba Dan manages to spray and just
He
get
dodges
the
the
trade.
flash.
Yep. What the dog doing?
Dogs checking angles. In dog
But-
we trust.
Looks like LG has very solid control of B. LG, no, Julian's already stairs. But it doesn't matter, Scuba Dan manages to get him anyway. DJ also managed to get defits in the back, trying to trade Scuba Dan.
One enemy remaining.
Fire Devil managed to get blundering. And Scoot has a spotted back sight. Scoot gets one. Gets a
My
second with a
right click
right
doesn't work like
click.
that.
I wish my
Your
right
monster is clutch if he gets it. Almost.
peeks into both players' VTX, and they get the pistol round on the second half.
It's a good retake from VTX too. They just...
Hey, what?
Okay, we lost a player on site. We could just give it up. And LG just kind of give them 2 free kills by pushing up, and they're able to capitalize. Good trading to keep the numbers even. And they have the pistol. It is still winnable.
It ain't over till it's over, VTX are saying.
They're just gonna buy up as much as they can here. Scuba Dan going for an Ares.
So many Oni skins. I wish I had money like them. Anyway,
Standing ahead.
Hunter's darting. Hunter won't see anything with that dart though. Looks like LG are just posted up outside of A. If they do choose to go here, they'll be running right into DJ's setup. Maybe working up. Got the camera.
Go up.
DJ managed to spam blundering with that spam. Where's our iron? Gets the first pick though. Actually, aren't sure if they want this anymore.
There's a Bucky posted right here too.
Yep, that judge is right outside of that smoke, and if they decide to go through,
It's a judge. Oh, I'm blind. Cool.
he gets both Julian
Spike
and
down
Terror
A.
Kid, but defense is right outside of this trip.
Yeah, he got spotted by breaking it
Last
down.
player standing.
But DJ doesn't matter. DJ takes defense down with his Spectre anyway. And Oxy with a judge has no fear. Says, "Come at me." Gets the third. Cleans up the round. 4 on the board for VTX.
Yeah, this is when that comeback starts getting difficult. So the gun disadvantages here. VTX want to go for the bonus, and LG want to start closing it out by buying up the rifles. Then once the ult starts stacking, it's going to be mostly on VTX to hold it back. They've done well so far. But, you know,
Absolutely.
not a lot of room for mistakes here at 10-4.
All 5 VTX players, not VTX, LG players, right outside of B main.
Right here.
It's just a good crossfire from Oxy and Scuba.
Yeah.
And the drone's going to come in from Hunter there to
Gonna
clear
hit
out mid. This
mid.
drone
Let's
needs
see if
to
that
be
drone
cleared.
clears any angles.
It's gonna get one, but it doesn't clear out Scuba.
Terror managed to get Oxy though.
Here goes the
Scuba
spam.
Dan sprays down Terror
Spike
in return.
down B.
However, LG are saying LG have drawn the rotates of all the remaining players of VTX, and they're opting to go mid, opting to find a fight elsewhere, maybe on a site that isn't currently occupied.
Deploy destroyed.
Oh, DJ's gotta go big here if he can
DJ's
shut down a
gotta-
lot of these rifles.
Unfortunately, Julian just runs into tree. A control is LG's.
This could be a big flash. Oh,
Scuba Dan
moved.
just run and guns Julian while blind. Both VTX players now have rifles.
Shadows travel.
whoa, Scuba.
Scuba Dan gets his third onto defense.
They can't isolate these. Both players are pretty split. Blundering, a bit of a spot.
Last player
Oh, good trade from
Scuba Dan
Scuba.
onto
He's gotta win it
floor.
though. And he,
Gets the ace.
This is nothing.
he
Scuba
should have
Dan.
time on the bomb too. There it is.
Absolutely, yeah. Gets the defuse, gets the round. How many aces has there been this game? Actually, this is just the second one.
That's your own trip. That's fine though. Yeah, they convert the bonus with an ace from Scuba Dan. He's gonna have knives for until he chooses to use them, and plenty of money to help buy his team.
Name a more iconic duo than Scuba Dan and an Ares. Oh wait, you can't. But instead of an Ares, Scuba Dan goes the complete opposite direction in terms of guns, and
Keep them cornered.
it's looking to op mid. Looks like, let's see what this can do.
Oh,
Ooh, Terror Kid baits out the op shot with a jump
Enemy
shot.
kill.
Oh, but gets Terror Kid jumping up. That's their smoke's gone. That's huge. But it looks like LG is set up for this A hit. Oxy
Joke's over.
successfully.
You're dead.
oh, Oxy with his Odin could be huge.
This could be huge. But
One
Oh.
down.
Defense manages to walk up on Scuba Dan mid. Tries to get the gun, but doesn't know that DJ's market. Gets the ult off. Knows that the remaining two members of LG are stacked together. Top cat and going back to spawn.
It's not over yet though. They've got guns and they're about to pressure this A site. Just two defenders here that can fight it. 2v2 is still decent. Scoot is one off the Hunter's Fury. That knife's gonna give them all the information in the
Detects
world.
both, and it'll stall the hit for a bit,
Enemy
but
remaining. 30 seconds left.
There it
not
is.
long enough. They just both run into Oxy's Odin, and gets a 3k, gets the round.
Yeah, the defense starting to put up a good fight now. 4 rounds in a row. The deficit is a lot shorter now.
10-2, more like 10-6. This is crazy. LG have not yet won an attacking round, which is actually worse than VTX's track record for so far. 2 rounds is better than none, after all. And
Yeah, math class did teach me 2 is a pretty big number.
especially when that other number is 0. But
Yeah. But they're gonna have to hold off these ults that are coming up. We did see that Hunter's Fury come online after Scoot went down. Blundering and Terror Kid both won off theirs, and they're close to a lockdown as well. All 3 of those ults are great in either post plants or site hits or kind of anywhere you want to throw it. So
They look
these
like
next
they're
few rounds are
worshipping
important.
this RGX operator right now. They're having like a little discussion about the RGX skins. Which Scuba Dan just picks up again. Yeah, LG look like they're setting up for a B hit, possibly going mid. Exciting things. Let's see what LG, see what they cooked up in the minute. Or they were given for their timeout. That recon scans several people in B main.
Shadows travel.
That is really good information,
But
but
Julian gets Oxy. He said Odinware.
Trip gets broken. DJ under a lot of pressure, but he's inside a smoke. Could go pretty big here if he chooses for it. Ooh, the dart.
Yeah, for sure.
It is there.
Hunter's shock dart misses. But DJ managed to get one. Terror Kid managed to free frag onto DJ though, but Scuba Dan managed to get Julian. Spike's now down on market, but it doesn't matter as the Brimble comes down from Terror Kid. Doesn't matter as Fire Devil managed to get Terror Kid trying to get the bomb. Scoot managed to get Fire Devil mid though.
Last player standing.
Scuba Dan managed to op blundering in mid as well. All up to Scoot, but Scuba Dan just holding this angle.
He's low HP though. The one tap is possible, and he can just grab the bomb off of it.
Absolutely.
Scuba Dan is not scoped in. Baits out the shot.
Spike is grabbed and scoots on over. Out of mid.
30 seconds left.
Still a 2v1 though. It is winnable. He can get the bomb down with 25. He's got 25 seconds to do it. Full utility as well. And plenty of HP.
They will hear this bomb plant and we'll start heading towards A accordingly.
Spike planted.
Scoots his way into A main. I love that joke. Does not get detected by Hunter's dart. But now
Gets broken off the rip though. Oh, Scuba gets forced off the bomb with Hunter's Fury. And they just
doesn't
push
matter
him.
as Hunter pushes Scoot. Hunter scoots Scoot to the grave.
Oh my god.
You failed.
But it's another big round for Vortex.
Absolutely.
LG invested into that. They put in the Brim ulti and the Sova ult at the end there, along with some guns, and their money's gonna be a little bit messed up here. They're gonna try to force up what they can, which is a good call, but the operator has been doing wonders for Scuba. They just need to hold on, keep this defense tight, as it has been all game.
Absolutely. I mean, VTX has won 5 rounds in a row now, and it's starting to get a little scary for LG as they set up for a B push, except for Scuba Dan on top cat. They're poking at B main a little.
And that drone's getting a lot of information.
So we'll try and see if Hunter's anywhere. There's Julian. Julian has been noted.
Shock dart. Shock dart.
Smokes are up though for both teams.
Yeah.
And Oxy is holding really far back mid with this judge. An interesting decision to be sure, but oh, that knife's gonna get so many players.
Knife is going to scan too, yeah.
It's gonna get mollied off, and the dart as well is gonna scan him.
Oxy's unable to help DJ. But it doesn't matter as they look like they all head up towards Cat. To Fire Devil managed to pick up Julian.
It's a big blind too.
Yeah, Scuba Dan managed to get Terror Kid off
down
the back of Fire Devil's blind. And Spike is down in tree. Misses his op shot. Allows Splundering to get the bomb, but Fire Devil.
The defense pushing up.
30 seconds
Defense gets
left.
DJ, but Hunter managed to trade onto Defense, all up to Scoot on top Cat.
And a 1v4 too.
He's got the bomb though.
The recon dart will be up really soon.
Run back to B, which is the right read here, as there is no one from VTX to receive this run.
10 seconds left.
Standing ahead.
He'll have just enough time to plant the bomb.
However,
Spike planted.
the situation feels very similar to pistol round. 1v4 on B.
Oh, here's a footstep. The dart's gonna scan him too. It's gonna give his position away. Now all 4 players from VTX will just descend upon him like... Yeah.
I think I saw the vision. Scoot tried to take out an earlier 1v1, but unfortunately didn't pay out because of Hunter's Sova dart, and he just gets spammed to death.
LG are not out of this yet. They're still up 2. They've got some guns they can keep bringing into this, and a lockdown, and one off the run it back as well. So they've still got tools. Tech pause? Tech pause.
Comes in for VTX.
Fire Devil is
Fire
DC.
Devil, DC. Yes, that's the word. Fire Devil, come back.
If you're LG here, you absolutely take this time to go over what's been happening with these attack rounds. I mean, they have the aggression there. Oh, I didn't know that was there. Everybody hold. No analysis.
Yeah.
We're looking at animals now.
Little cat. A little mouse.
It's a very angry looking cat. I don't think he's happy. Looking for more animals? It's like hide and seek.
A little game of, yeah, hide and seek. Or I spy. But yeah.
Oh, that's kind of obvious.
That is an animal, absolutely.
Is it a lion? Looks like a lion.
No, it's a cheetah. Yes, it's a lion.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it's yeah, but
Same cat.
Same cat.
Okay. Analysis time.
It's an octopus.
Real analysis. Oh wait, where?
Drake just looked at it.
Oh, I've never noticed that. I think I'm just blind.
Yes. Nate's just insulted as a bad screen player.
Nade, you can't hear him? He's on thin ice. Nade, you are on thin ice, buddy.
Anyway.
I love being trash talked by my own media head and current GM while casting. That is my favorite part, bro.
Oh, birds. No, they're not
cups, though.
birds. They're mugs. Fire Devil's reconnected.
This tech pause should be ending soon,
tech
and
pause?
this slander should also end soon. Stinky Nade. Everybody put Stinky Nade in chat, please. Let this clown know.
But yeah, hopefully both teams have been given an ample amount of time to be able to regroup. LG could even treat this as a second timeout on their end. Because winning, although they were up 10-2 at the half, not being able to win a single round on their attack half is no better than what VTX were able to accomplish.
Yeah, an early drone from LG now. It's not gonna spot, or that's VTX, wow, okay. Oh, Scuba.
Scuba then misses his op shot onto Julian, and
Revealing
besides
area.
Defits, who is just outside of A main. Looks like the other four LG players look to execute on B fairly soon.
Joke's over. You're dead.
That's okay.
Where is that Chuck Dart going?
Trust the process. This hit is very fast from LG. They've taken all of this space already.
Got your
Yeah,
trail.
but
It's really great from them.
You should run.
And the KGL for retake too. They don't have anything to break that, but Hunter's in a great spot.
Julian Pasayo.
Oh. Great
Lockdown
coverage on him too. They're
destroyed.
gonna keep him alive.
Scanning ahead.
And it makes it a 5v3. They've got to start scaling onto this
They
site
managed
though.
to collapse on the two sites. Blundering gets
Blundering.
actually get DJ and Scoot and both get Blundering and defense. Scoot managed to get DJ, but Fire Devil getting the final kill onto Scoot. Wow. Oh, I tapped that on accident. We're good.
Yeah, and that's the lockdown coming out too. They're dealing with this really well. Hunter, I don't know if that was luck or if it was calculated. He sticks inside the lockdown, gets himself a kill, and then his team is great on covering him to make sure he stays alive to break the lockdown and to make sure the retake can happen.
Hunter was surrounded. It's crazy he managed to live the whole round. But going into the next round, looks like LG are set up for an A hit, a relatively fast A hit. They said VTX did it to us. Let's do it back to them.
The trip is not broken by the dog, so it is still there.
It is still there, yes. But they
think
hear
they see
this
the
trip. Absolutely. They're unable to shoot it. But Terrakin managed to get Scuba
it is
Dan.
cringe. Hunter, good for one
Got
on
the
the flank.
trip, but Hunter will be able to refrag onto Terrakin and Tree. However, Julian's got the positioning on Tree. Looks like, let's see if Fire Devil looks to clear this. It looks like she's in position to do so.
So, could be a good
Looks like
flash
Scoot-
there if he was for it.
Embarrassed.
Great cross.
Julian managed to get Fire Devil, grabs a Phantom. Running
Comes down
onto
to-
DJ. gets the timing onto Hunter managed to get Scoot,
Last player
and
standing.
Oxy managed to get Blundering in Hell, all up to defense in main. And Hunter managed to get a 4K, clean up defense in main. The
It is
score
tied
is
up.
now tied.
It started 10-2, by the way, and it is now tied.
Yes, now it's tied. Thank you, Nate. Nate is being a little sassy today.
Yeah, I don't even know why he's in this call, but sure, buddy.
Wow.
Yeah, they've got full rifles now. And, you know, a dream, a hope to hold back this comeback. Scoot has another Hunter's Fury. And that's really all they have. This B hit's gonna need to be immaculate for it to work again.
Absolutely. But
Scanning
it'll get
ahead.
slowed down by Hunter's dart. But the dog's coming in, the util's coming in. Looks like another fast hit, just this time on B. And Julian's made it into the door switch.
Oh,
And
Terrific.
Terrican managed to get the first frag onto Hunter, but Oxy managed to refrag onto Blundering, but unfortunately gets spammed by defense. Julian managed to also get DJ.
Yeah, this
NCT.
round.
Spike planted.
This round is very comfortably LG's.
Yeah, this retake is going to be really difficult if VTX try to go for this. I don't think they want to give the op away. Julian Poseidon in a great spot to flash. Flashes
Julian
himself.
flashes himself.
Cover going out.
Suddenly it looks possible.
However,
Teleport is available. They're going for it.
Standing.
The lane player swings out.
defense managed to get Scuba Dan. Gets
Oh.
Fire Devil.
One enemy
Oh.
remaining.
3 kills.
Okay.
And also managed to get Scoot, but she doesn't
Time
have
is
the
ticking.
time to be able to... Yeah.
Even this is big
Gets
eco
4
damage.
kills, but is unable to defuse.
LG got the round, but it is really good damage to their economy. They don't bring any rifles into this next one. Of course, they could buy them because, you know, money, but
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, LG's econ, they might have won they just won their first round on their attacking half, and
then
Oh,
bringing
that
Vandals
doesn't
and
do a lot of
Bulldogs.
yeah.
Interesting that Scuba Dan doesn't want to go for the operator again. This would be a perfect angle for it, but the util is in, the flashes are in. Great one way. Scuba's gonna pick one.
Scuba Dan gets Blundering, Julian, but Blundering is there to trade. What is that Sova ult? That looks so silly! But after getting the Sova ult off, getting that orb, looks like LG cut noise, reassess their options. Both top frags are down in this round. Looks like LG just calls to run it back B, but VTX haven't really moved. Because the Cypher's on A, it looks like it's a little easier of a round for them, but a little easier of a side to go B, but
Yeah. They are grouped up tiles, so Knife's not gonna hit anything, so the information surely must be there. There are two players looking mid. Or not. I lied. Oh,
defense
Oxy.
and Blundering just walking up mid, and they're not probably gonna walk
Oxy.
straight into Oxy.
30
But Oxy
seconds
gets
left.
one, but Blundering managed to trade onto
For your
Oxy.
trail.
Good
Sky ult
Seekers.
comes out, breaks the door on Hunter, and
One enemy
gets
remaining.
Hunter, and Fire Devil managed to get Blundering in mid. Fire Devil also managed to clean up Scoot. Score is tied once again.
Yeah, it's again this slow play. Like, you know, both teams on their attack like to do that. Wait for players to get picks. But Vortex are starting to get back into the swing of things. Their defense has been
Yes, this should
very good.
that goes there.
They just need 2 more rounds to go play OS and fulfill their destiny. It feels like it is, but this round is going to be, or this next round, not this one, the next one needs to be important. LG on an eco, just trying to do some damage.
Trying to be a little silly with their darts. Looks like Scuba Dan wanted to be a little silly with that updraft, but smokes come in from both sides, and DJ's cage gets tripped.
We're gonna pivot mid now, leaving Julian just on his own. He's gonna see the trip. And again, you can't break it, because it's cringe. I like that. I like cringe trips. This is good. But the spike is going B, but there are 2 players already on B, especially one.
Yeah.
Oxy's pushed up in a nice spot there, but they're gonna go
It looks
tiles.
like an A split, but bomb is towards B.
But
Looks like they actually do want to go
it's a
A
big
though.
dart.
Right here.
A little bit of damage as well.
Yeah.
With the run it back going for tree.
Stupid and shuts down the run it back in time before it can do any damage.
This could be a
And that
big
solo
mystery as well.
might
There
be
it
huge.
is.
Takes down Blunder.
He's gonna get run down though.
But gets run down by a bunch of classics. Oxy
And he
gets
gets the
scoot
gun.
and
30
behind though.
seconds left.
LG have 30 seconds to work with. Oxy fails to kill the door.
Julian's picked up the rifle though,
Spike
so
planted.
gun in the hands of their best player. They have ults to work with to keep
You should
hold of
run.
this site. There it is now. That flash timing is
Julian
immaculate.
managed to
Julian. What? Wait.
One enemy remaining.
Fire Devil's gonna get that lockdown down as well. It makes it a 1v1.
All up to Oxy.
Oxy is inside the ult. Oh,
And manages to clean up the kill with the judge on Terror Kid. Wow.
again, that investment that's come back to haunt them. They put in 2 ults into a round that really should have been theirs. They were able to get the site and get entrenched and pick up a rifle too, but I don't know, LG, the retakes are just too good. A little bit of, I guess, blundering. God, why did I say that? I feel bad. I'm sorry. You didn't hear anything.
I'd like to note that whoever has the car vandal, the freaking
Venturi. Or Ventura, I
the
don't know.
Cavalier, I think it's called. That is a choice for sure. That is all. Anyway, as we get into the round, LG are trying to work on the B.
Thank you,
Yes.
Drag. We really needed that. Yeah, maybe a B split. 2 players in tiles with the bomb there.
Hunter drone sees nothing, and looks like they're just waiting. Looks like they're regrouping for B main. They just be waiting. The
Yeah,
smokes
there
come down.
come the
dog
smokes. They
comes
just
down.
wanted to burst, and this Odin is going to make their life hell. Hunter is good for
Hunter
1.
managed to get scooped, but Julian managed to refrag onto Hunter. An even
Yeah.
game, but the K ult comes in from Oxy. Does Julian
Oh,
expect
Scuba.
do they expect
Scuba.
They do not. Julian now has control of their spawn, really.
Oh, such a great spot from Julian there to capitalize.
All up to DJ.
Yeah, we're going to overtime, baby.
We're going to overtime.
You're dead.
Switching sides. Overtime.
Sides have switched. It might just come down to the game of who can win their attacking round first. Because both teams went 10 and 2, won 2 rounds on their attack halves, and yeah, I don't know where I'm going with the statement.
Yeah, VTX are just going to go for a 5-man hit. If they play fast enough, there will only be 2 players here, and they're massively advantaged to take this round, and mostly the site, but maybe the round, because nothing is for certain. Nice gonna come through. Doesn't hit anything.
VTX want this A, they want it fast.
Yeah,
They're
they're in.
going.
It's a great blind too, and the dart as well. It gets caged
Cage
off,
comes in as well.
and they have sight.
Sight is clear. Little does Julian know that wall is not wall bangable. Scoot
Scoop.
manages to get Hunter with power geometry.
Simple geometry indeed. And now that this retake is up 1, 5v4, the dog finally checks underneath. And they're just gonna go for it. Scoot drops.
Yeah, but DJ Scoot, Dido, Julian, whoa! Kills happen! LG comes out on top. Yes!
My old. Come on, let's go! Be careful now.
LG win their defense round.
Watch your eyes.
Switching sides.
Yeah, the fast hit doesn't quite work for them this time.
I'm no doctor.
LG managed to stay alive, get off, and play retake, which is really good from them. It's a great decision, and now they just need to close it out on attack. Towards the end of their half, they were able to start winning those attack rounds, ending it on an attack round win, so they've got the experience here. They just need to make sure it comes through. Blundering has not bought shields.
Blundering by shields! By shields!
Blundering has not bought shields.
Or don't, you know. He's a baller.
He's saving for next.
But yeah, looks like LG wants an A. They're not splitting. Just one A. Really, Oxy is really the only one here to receive this A hit.
Yeah, the knife's gonna give his position away, but gives away everything else as well as smoke and
That knife
blind.
also just deletes. Oh, Blundering just deletes Oxy though. A is clear and it's now LG's.
Blinded.
Several members of LG are lightly tagged.
Yeah, this retake needs to be really good if they want to stay in this round, or in this game, really.
Yeah.
You win overtime here, you're moving on. Oh, the dart.
Usually just spams Julian to death. It's an even game.
Scoot is still in generator. Okay, there's still stuff on the bomb. Defense makes it a 1v1. Defense closing it out so low.
Closes it out. The GG's. LG moves on to finals. 2 HP to close it out.
GGLG. This would be their third team going to finals actually, so running it back for OS, but OS might stop that. We don't know. LG move on. I don't know when finals are gonna be, but that will be LG's Pink Azalea and OS's Celestial Calzones.
It'll be soon TM.
Soon TM, yes.
Alright.
Thanks for sticking around on this It's Wednesday? It is Wednesday night.
It
Nice.
is Wednesday. Yes.
We'll see you guys soon with finals. Thanks for popping by.
Goodbye!
Good night.
Wow.